Yeah.
Oh, I hear something. Why don't I see it though? Do I need to like have it up? Don't understand. I'm so bad at this. Sorry, guys. There it is. Okay. Okay, cool. I don't know what was going on. Oh, I see. At least I think I see. Alrighty, we got 3 players in here. Go ahead and open up the scoreboard. Um, match host. Let's see, USA Group 6. This and this. Okay, Tobias is blue. Tyler CA951 is black. Cecil Dogan is white, hosting the game lobby and sharing his screen. We're not going to see Mr. G. He's already played. So he's not a no-show. He just has already played. Uh-oh. Man, that's unfortunate. Guess I gotta hit this. So Jimmy's on his way in. Um, at USA waitlist spot. Game starting now. What's up to 4? Wait. Oh my gosh, this black bot traded again. Only if people show up. Yay, got enough. How's it going, Revival? In here to cheer on Cecil. Love to see it. Okay. I'm going to stop commenting on my Simple World Caps game in the background. And we'll focus on the cast here that's getting ready to start up. All right. All right, we got Talmage here off the wait list. And we got Jimmy. Oh. Hold on. We have 6. All right. Got another one off the wait list. Okay. Apparently Woj is busy with some stuff, to say the least. So we have a 5-player game here. All right. So Jimmy is yellow, and Babs no-showed, but Talmage came in to take his place and is playing red. Game start at 9 minutes after the hour. Cecil on white in the first seat. Then we have Jimmy on yellow in the second seat. We got Tobias Sisko on blue in the third seat. We have Tyler on black in the fourth seat, and Talmage on red in the fifth. This is a 70% game on Himeji Castle. Nothing special on. Progressive cards, 90-second turn timer, and balance blitz dice. We have no bots. All right, so we'll see how this game shakes out here. Players might be going for bonuses, but whatever they'll be doing, they'll be maneuvering and positioning themselves for the 70%, which for the Himeji Castle map, let me go ahead and bring up what the 70 is on this map. Whoops, not the bonuses. You need 42 territories on the Himeji Castle map to win the 70% game here. That is all but 18 of the 60 territories that are on the Himeji Castle map. All right, we see Tobias grab a +2. We see Talmage take, what is that? The +4, I believe? No, that is a +6 that Talmage is sitting on. Cecil going to finish the +4 Himeji Garden. All right. Does Jimmy have a bonus here? Doesn't look like it. Actually, he does have a bonus. Take the +3, sir. Looks like he's going for it.
Yeah.
So Himeji Castle has some narrow passageways, but it also has some hidey holes and corners. So very easy to kill guard on this map. And it is also very difficult with the pathing at times because of all the splits that are required when the 70 is run. Ooh, we see Tobias knock Jimmy out of the +6 that he's going for. Oh, sorry, that's a +4, I believe, actually. Yeah. Actually, because I'm so confused on this map, let's go ahead and take a look at the bonuses on the Himeji Castle map. So you have a +2 in the bottom left, Coco N Garden. That's your only +2. Then you have some +3s, Coco N, right next to the +2. And then Oyashiki Park, just above that, is your other +3. Then you have a couple +4s. You got Farms up at the top left. You got Himeji Garden up towards the top middle. Then you got Himeji Castle right in the middle of the board. Then you have two +5s, Village all the way on the west side of the board, and Himeji Senheim in the bottom south end of the board. Then you have a couple +6s. You got Himeji Castle Courts wrapping Himeji Castle center bonus +4. Then you have Himeji North up at the top, which is right where it says it is, the north end of the map. And then last but not least, all the way on the east side of the map, you have Himeji City, which is worth 7. There's your bonuses for this map. All right, Cecil has a few exteriors, but is nicely protected in, well, not exactly protected, but It's nice being inside the Himeji Castle bonus when someone owns the exterior bonus and no one else is going for that interior bonus. You like Himeji City or North? Oh, those are some good ones. We see Jimmy moving into the Coco N bonus. Decides to pick up another +3. Oh, sorry, you do not need the territory count display up. My apologies. Sorry about that. It's gone. All right, Tobias finally finishes the farms bonus. Oh, geez, we see Jimmy remove Tyler from the +2 that was behind him. Jimmy now sitting on +8 after that bonus steal.
This is fine. This is fine. This is fine.
Not the best position for Tyler to be in, that's for sure. Tobias gonna finish the +5 at the bottom, it looks like. Now sitting on not sitting on +9. He's one territory shy of it. Alright, I'm wrapping up this simple world in the background here. And then I'll be able to fully focus back on the cast. Apologies for that. This is crazy. Yeah. Jimmy being allowed to bully the board, it seems like. Alright, we see Blue break Jimmy. Does he break both bonuses? We see the oopses go out. Yellow is a psycho who needs to be euthanized. Okay, Jimmy trying to slow roll, or sorry, Tyler trying to slow roll Jimmy here. Not even close to the kill. Doesn't seem like Tyler has a card anywhere. Breaks Tobias for a card. Certainly a wild decision there. But at least got himself a card. All right, Tyler on 22 troops. Jimmy on 27. But Talmage is kill guarding Jimmy here. All right, we see some thoughtful emotes coming out. I'm so confused. I don't see a world where red doesn't win. We see Jimmy moving in against Tyler. Going to take the kill guard on Tyler. All right, Jimmy removed from the middle of the board by Tyler. 12 set for Talmage.
Yeah.
Talmage appears to have broken Cecil. Cecil not going to retake. Has a trade if he needs it. Jimmy appears to be removing Tyler. Takes the village bonus. Not interested in kill guarding him. Tries to defend his flank, but Blue can run right through him, behind him if he wants to. Blue's going to set in on 3 for the 15 trade. Wait, put a stop to that. If Cecil didn't do that, I think Red easily wins. GG Cecil. Cecil should win next turn. Okay. Let's see it. Cecil loses 6 on that. Looks like he doesn't have the Tyler kill anymore, thanks to those dice. Yeah, doesn't quite have the troops. Was going for the Tyler kill, but bad dice prevented that. Yep. Revival, that was certainly the play. Yep, awful dice indeed. We see Jimmy moving in against Tobias. Is this a bonus steal? Looks like it is a bonus steal. Jimmy sitting on plus 12 if he's able to hold all those bonuses. Meanwhile, Tobias collects a plus 10 in the south. Tobias not too happy with Jimmy, it seems like. Is he going to break him? Looks like he is. Now the question is he going to remove him? Could result in a feed if he does. Cecil calling oops, not wanting Tobias to go any further in against Jimmy, who is sitting on 5 cards. Tyler sets in, lives to fight another day. I'm sure he would like to go after Jimmy, but has no access to him. Talmage sitting on 89 troops. Can he bag the Jimmy kill? Doesn't seem like it. Blocked off on the left side. And has not been permitted to keep his bonus by Cecil. We see Talmage removing Cecil from the right-hand side of the map. Cecil cannot say oops enough to that decision. But Talmage did not want to allow Cecil to attempt the yellow kill, even though Cecil didn't have it, can't get through Tobias's 20. Or actually, that's probably more to prevent Cecil from going for the Tyler kill in the future. Jimmy survives to set on 35. Gets the biggest trade in the second round of trades. The board working together to keep Jimmy alive, so he can live on to break more bonuses. Looks like Jimmy is going to go after Tobias here. Slams Tobias's 24 stack that was keeping him on life support as a thank you. And proceeds to move in to Tobias's bonuses. This might end up being a feed. Once again, Cecil cannot help but spam oops. Jimmy breaks every single one of Tobias's bonuses. Tobias left with less than 25 troops. GG Talmage, easy win. Can we ban oops spammers? Now we can circle back around to Cecil winning. Alright, I finally won that Simple World Progressive Caps game in the back. Okay. I will now get out of this. Whoop. Red has to win a 4v2 to get blue. Never mind, he has territories. It doesn't look like he wants to kill blue. But yeah, the blue kill in the 70 probably was the play here, maybe, for Talmage. Decides to hit white. Cecil trades in. Couldn't do it fast enough. Gonna set on 3 for the 40. This appears to be Cecil gonna go for the run here. Needs 42 territories. Trying to figure out where he wants to put the rest. Going to attempt the run here. Gotta win a 10v6. Can he win a 6v4? Looks like he's not thinking of trying it. Probably can send most of his troops that direction. Has a few splits to make here. Misses the 2 and the 1 back in the back corner, but he should have enough territories on this end of the board to close it out. He's got time on the clock also. 61, 63, 65. Uh-oh. 670. Whew. The way he passed it and split it gave it made it look like that was his. He didn't really have any other options. If that last territory wasn't enough, I'm not sure he had another roll. But GG's, well played to Cecil, taking the win in game 1, and we had a nice and clean game 1 here with no kills. Well, I guess maybe nice and clean isn't quite right, but we certainly did not have any kills. Did we have a kill? Cecil's saying that we had a kill. Okay. Yeah, black was killed on the turn that Cecil won. So Cecil does get points from taking that bounty. All right, and we're on to game 2. Alright, never mind. It wasn't black that died, it was blue that died. Cecil ended his 70 run on blue's last territory. So, apologize for missing that. Yeah, never killed black. I don't think he died. No, yeah. He killed blue maybe. I think blue killed my Yes, that's what Cecil is saying happened. He's more than likely right. We have the cast to go back and double check it though. So I'll confirm those 3 points later, but I'm gonna assume for now that he's correct. Ugh. Okay, Jibby needs a bathroom break. So it'll be a few minutes before the next game starts up here. All right, just waiting on Jimmy to get back from the restroom. Hardboard on these settings, need to work with each other to get a bonus. Yep. Tobias is correct in saying that. Holy loudness. Jeez, that was loud. Sorry about your ears, because that certainly wrecked mine. Oh, lordy. All right. Good luck, everybody. So, game 2 is a fixed 70 game. Why is that so loud? On the Troy map. Jeez, Lewis. All right. We got game 2 underway here, 48 minutes after the hour. All right, in the first seat, we have Tyler. Then in the second seat, yeah, we have Tyler on black in the first seat, excuse me. In the second seat, we have Talmaj Sane on red. Then in the third seat, we have Tobias Cisco on blue. In the fourth seat, we got Cecil Dogan coming off the win of game 1 on white in the fourth seat. And last but not least, we have Jimmy on yellow. What's this guy's full name? Jimmy Muffetti 711. Okay. I will just continue to call him Jimmy. All right. No turn one bonus for Tyler, but Talmage goes ahead and grabs himself a +4 on turn one. Tobias has a turn one +2. Gonna guard it. Cecil looking at his turn one prospects. Gonna go for, I think that's labor housing, which is worth 5. He gets, looks like he's got it. Got the dice he needed on his way over. Gonna start off with a turn one +5. Or is that a +4? Let me just confirm right here. That is a +5. So very nice turn one for Cecil. And then we have, last but not least, Jimmy has a turn one +2 if he wants it. Also has a turn one +3 if he wants it. Could have also taken both. Probably just needed to add 1 or 2 troops. Could have taken both bonuses this turn. But is content with the +3 on the right-hand side of the map. All right, we'll take a quick peek at the bonuses on the Troy map. So we got 2 +2s, Temple and Scion Gate. Then we have, how many +3s? 3 +3s, Southtown, Rich Housing, and Scholars. Southtown over on the west side, then Rich Housing and Scholars over in the east. Then you have +4s. You got 3 +4s. You got Step Housing down in the south. Then you got +4 Northtown up in the northwest. Then you have Westtown over all the way in the west. I think it's off the screen behind the banner. Then you have a couple +5s, 3 +5s. You got Lowertown in the middle of the board. You got Labor Housing also in the middle of the board. And then you have Troja up in the northeast corner of the board. And then you have City Market +6, which is in the middle of the board, but towards the west side. And then the biggest bonus on the map, the one with the Trojan horse inside of it, the +8 of Upper Town. All right, so Talmage decided to take a +3, so he's going to sit on +7 coming into turn 2. Tyler decided to take a +2 on his second turn. Tobias, no turn 2 bonus for him. Cecil is going to take a +3 on his turn 2. Going to grab Southtown here. Thinking about if he wants to guard or not. Looks like he is. Gonna path it to where he lands on the portal. Loses 2 on that too. And is now on +8 generation if he's able to maintain both bonuses. Doesn't have a way to fortify that 4 over in City Markets over to where he would like it to be in Southtown. All right, does Jimmy have any prospects on a bonus? All right. Cecil beefing the UI scale for us. Much appreciated. No obvious second bonus for Jimmy. Whew, excuse me. Looks like he's trying to determine where he would like to grab a card from. Moving into Lower Town. You're going to stake a claim to that +5. And Tobias can move into Northtown. He can move his 3 out of Northtown. Excuse me. Out of City Market into Northtown. Sorry, that's not City Market, is it? Yeah, he could move his 3 out of Lower Town into Northtown through the portal. Holy smokes. I cannot talk sometimes, guys. Alright, Telmaj seems to be content with his +7. Gonna start just simply taking cards as he works to position himself for a future 70 run. Tobias gonna take the Northtown bonus. Does he also portal his 3 out? Ooh, not gonna take the Northtown bonus. Also not gonna move his 3 out. I think that might be a bit of a mistake for Tobias. Cecil also content with his 2 bonuses. Asking Tyler to move off the portal up at the top there. We'll see if Tyler accepts. Alright, Jimmy can take that bonus as a second bonus if he wanted to. Decides not to. Gonna stack with a 17 stack on that portal in the Lower Town. Tyler with a 10 set on 3. Makes up for the fact that he's only sitting on a +2. Decides to take a card on white in Lower Town instead of taking the Troja bonus. I think if I'm Tyler, I take Troja with that set this turn in order to sit on +7. But since he doesn't seem to be interested, Talmage is taking that as an invitation to add troops up in Troja. Grabs his card off the portal. Tobias going to set on 3 also, but he only has the 4 trade. Didn't want to wait to see if he would draw a horse and a cannon. Felt the need to trade in order to take his second bonus. A curious decision indeed. You see Talmage give him the well played. Certainly well played to take your second bonus. Better late than never to have one. Cecil stepping off his bonus with an 8, guarding with 2s and 4s. Jimmy going to set on 3 for 10. Doesn't look like we'll have anyone die this game, not unless we see some type of war breakout. But the players that were slow to get 2 bonuses have now all traded, and the players that got 2 bonuses very quickly have yet to trade, but don't really need to. Aren't in danger of dying anytime soon, at least not without a feed. Oh geez, we see Jimmy break Tyler's +2. That's the only bonus that Tyler had. I may have jinxed it a bit. Not sure how many troops he intended to fortify, but was only able to fortify 1 out due to time running out. So Tyler, likely to break in response, only loses 1 on the reciprocal break. And it looks like it's not going to be just a break, going to be an entire steal. Loses 1 on the other 4. So after losing his +2, decides to upgrade to Tyler's +3. And removes Tyler from the top, trying to feed Tyler here. Needs to be careful not to feed himself in the process. Cecil has it with a 10 trade, maybe less. Yeah, this board is pretty open. Yeah, right, the 70. Yep. He's certainly counting it. Normally, this would be fairly early, but because I jinxed a war starting into existence, this game will wrap up quicker. What is the 70 for Troy? I never brought that up. I'm glad you asked. So on Troy, players need 47 territories to win the game and achieve 70% of the board. That is all but 20 of the 67 territories on the Troy map. All right, I even remembered to shut off the banner this time. All right, we see Talmage set in. I believe that was a 10 set. Doesn't look like he's ready to run it just yet. Cecil will almost certainly run it if he thinks he has it. Talmage can be a bit more passive at times. Isn't necessarily a bad thing, but you could miss out on an opportunity that you might have successfully gotten the 70. Of course, if you're too eager, then you'll fail and give it to the next person in the turn order. Tobias takes his card on Tyler. Cecil setting it for 10. Takes the troop lead. Looks like he might be adding in such a way as to attempt the run. Has 5 territories up at the top if he wants them. Maybe a little more. Will he run it here? It does look like he's thinking of running it. Doesn't have that much time left on the clock. I'm going to go ahead and stop there. Puts Talmage on 69 troops. Alas, we have no dabs. We have 69 troops and no dabs. What a shame. All right. Jimmy's up. Cecil counting it. Gonna make sure he has it if he does attempt the run. Talmage also has it unless he's broken. Okay. Okay, we see Jimmy move in against Tyler once again. No love lost between those two players, it seems like. Tyler going to retake his +2 and remove Jimmy from the center area of the board. Fails a 7v4, loses 6 on that. Tyler looking particularly weak. The biggest stack to his name is a 7, and the second biggest is a 4. This board now even more open than it was before. Does Talmage attempt the run now? Because I'm not sure he gets another turn if he does not. Because if Cecil goes for it, Cecil almost certainly has it. Talmage needs to take advantage of his turn order initiative here. Looks like he is. Also possible that he's just going for the black kill, hitting a lot of black here. Nope. This does appear to be a 70 run. Hits the 2s that are in Cecil's bonus. Should keep Cecil from running it. Break Cecil's other bonus. On 50% of the board, 53. We're seeing some good pathing from Talmage here on 61% of the board. Needs to wrap back around the other way. Didn't really need to hit that 4, but doesn't matter. Has enough troops to close out the 70% run. Game 2 W goes to Talmage Sane. The red player coming into Group 6 right off the wait list. Ending the game here at 7 minutes after the hour. Yep, very good run. Cecil may have had it the previous turn. But it was very, very close. So it's understandable why Cecil didn't attempt it. Very nice. I like seeing the points split. I'm sure you do, Jolie. All right, hopping into game 3 here. All right, it seems like Tyler is not going to be joining us for game 3. Apparently not particularly happy with Jimmy's decisions in the last game. Yeah, it does appear as though Tyler is bailing. All right, looks like Tyler is coming in. And we'll close out the set in game 3. All right, so coming into game 3 here, Talmaj Sane leading the round on 20 points. Cecil Dogan coming up in second on 18 points. And Tyler, Jimmy, and Tobias all have yet to score. Game 3 is a progressive world domination game on the Brazil Advanced map.
This is fine.
All right, we got our 5 players back.
Yeah.
And at 12 minutes after the hour, we are firing game 3. Game 3 settings. Brazil Advanced World Domination. Nothing special on Blizzard's Fog Portals, all off. Placement's going to be auto. Progressive cards. Expert automated bots, but we won't see any of those. Turn timer 60 seconds, and alliances are off. Oh dear, we lost the stream. Uh-oh, Cecil's game crashed apparently. Looks like we will be restarting game 3. As soon as we get Cecil's game back up, I'm sure he'll bring us the stream back. Suppose I'll have this screen up for now. All right. Looks like we're back. Alrighty. Game 3 is now actually away. 15 minutes after the hour. Cecil locked up his spot in Q4, but the more points, the better. Absolutely. All right, we have Cecil Dogan on white in the first seat. Oh, geez. What's going on? Okay. Not sure what that was. All right. Then we have Jimmy on yellow in the second seat. We got Talmaj Sane on red in the third seat. Then in the fourth seat, we have Tobias Sisko on blue. And last but not least, we have Tyler CA951 on black in the fifth and final seat. All right, Talmaj appears to be working on the Centro bonus and is going to roll out
Yeah.
of the +3 for Tyler. Cecil curious as to why players are conspiring to make this a bonus game. All right, Tyler decides not to take the gifted +3, but does move out of Talmaj's +4. And Talmaj has a 5 waiting in the wings. He should be able to take the +4 and guard it on 4s and 5s on the next turn. Actually, he should be able to guard it on all 5s if he doesn't lose a troop and puts his troops on correctly. Looks like Cecil is going to prevent that. Moves into the bonus that Talmaj is trying to take. Going to keep him off the bonus before it becomes a problem. Talmaj Surely not happy with that decision. All right, we see Jimmy positioning himself up in the top left. Talmage looks like he's going to accept not playing a bonus game this game. Tobias moving in. Looks like he's set up to go for the Nordeste bonus. And let's see if Tyler takes the Sudeste +3. All right, Jimmy's got a lot of troops up in the top left, not so much in the bottom right. If he's not careful, he could end up getting removed from the bottom. Yeah, Tyler not interested in taking the +3 bonus. All right, Tobias is one territory off from 2 different bonuses, but is resisting the urge to take either. Would have to slam a bit of a stack of Tyler's if he was going to. Hey, baby girl. Yep. Okay. How are you, sweetheart? Did you sleep good? Hi there. What are you doing? Would you like to play with this? With this little toy? Huh? Can you hold that? There you go. Alright, I got baby girl co-caster with me now. Yeah, are you having fun? You see all the colors? All the colors and numbers? Daddy's gonna teach you how to play this game. Yeah, you'll be better than Daddy one day, won't you? Of course, that shouldn't take too long. I'm not that good. Telmaj simply taking cards. Consolidates troops towards the middle. Looks like he's eyeing that +4 bonus again. Now that Cecil's moved out of it.
This is fine. This is fine.
All right. Tyler and Tobias are above 12 territories. Cecil, Telmaj, and Jimmy are not. Jimmy actually looking particularly low on territories at the moment. Only in a few positions as he's been consolidating his troops the entire game into just a couple stacks. Cecil moving his 6 into the corner of the Nordeste bonus. Thinking about whether he wants to stay there or not. Decides to move back into the Centro bonus just to make sure Telmaj doesn't get it. Cecil's got a +2. Gonna have to set in first, seeing as how he's in the first seat. And no one's likely to card skip. Yeah, what do you think? What do you think? Who do you think's going to win this game? Huh? Do you think Cecil will win? Do you think Telmaj will win? Or do you think they'll let somebody else win this game? Or maybe I shouldn't say let. Jimmy, Tyler, and Tobias are all plenty capable of winning this game without it being for charity points. Hey, thank you, Riedel. Much appreciated. Well, I think Jimmy ran out of time, but his intent appeared to be to combine those stacks. Took a little long on his turn, though. Telmaj not threatening Cecil's 5. Tobias could hit Tyler's 4 there if he wants the bonus. Not sure why it's in German. That's okay. I don't speak or read German, but I know I know what it says. I know what it means. It might be German because your account is probably German, maybe. I don't know. Oh no, Cecil! Cecil! Give me my stream back. Cecil! Oh dear. Oh no, we got some technical difficulties, folks. Alright, he's bringing the stream back. Oh jeez. His game crashed. He's able to. Looks like he was able to join back in time to set. Hopefully he doesn't get any bugs that keep him from taking cards. That's the worst when you time out or the game crashes, and then you get that bug that doesn't let you get out of the draft phase, and then you can't attack. Okay, Cecil is good to go. Back in the game. Stream back up. Yeah, probably. Right. Hey. I know that was intense. That would have been a real shame if Cecil had to bot out of this game. All right, Jimmy takes the 6th trade. Consolidating his +2 onto a 10 stack. Talmage with the 8. Okay. Where are the wipes? Oh, thanks. All right. Bit of a delay of cast here, folks. I have been requested to change baby girl's diaper here. She's probably sitting in a little bit of you know, some pee right now that you don't really want to sit in. If it was poop, I'd already changed her, but pee, you don't always detect that right away. All right, 10 set for Tobias. All right, I'll be on mute for a few moments as Tyler sets in for the 12 trade here in the next turn. All right, we got Clean Baby Girl here, just in time to see Jimmy set in for the 20 trade. Looks like he wants to take the OS Day bonus. I have my doubts that he'll be allowed to hold that. Cecil, unfortunately, has no set on 4, which I'm sure he would have liked to use now that his trade is 5 troops stronger. But it is entirely possible that it simply won't make it back around to Cecil. Talmage with the well played, and Tobias calling victory. Is anyone willing to break Jimmy? Jimmy just took the biggest bonus on the map. OS Day is worth +10 on the Brazil Advanced map. Talmage, not interested in breaking him. Looks like he's also going to evac the Centro bonus. Will Tobias break Jimmy? Tobias also going to set on 3, going to take the 20 set. Cecil in big trouble here. If Talmage or Tyler go for the Cecil kill, they'll have a 25 trade. Yep, Cecil hovering over the tombstone emoji. All right, Tobias with a big 60 stack in the middle board did decide to break Jimmy. Wasn't going to allow him to hold a +10. And we see another player set in on 3. Tyler going to take the 25 set. Cecil in big trouble here. If he had a set on 4, he would easily have the Talmage kill. But he unfortunately doesn't. So if Talmage has a set on 4, Talmage should be easily able to take the Cecil kill. And being only 1 troop ahead of Talmage, that is not nearly enough to kill him dry. It is not looking particularly good for Cecil here. But I think he has little choice but to take a 5th card. and hope that Talmage doesn't go for him. Yep, mistake not trading on 4. Also mistake not having the trade on 4. So Talmage, I'm sure, cannot believe his luck at the moment. And that statement is still true if Talmage also doesn't have a set on 4. Hoping that Jimmy will come up and kill guard him. Doesn't look like that'll happen. Jimmy gonna insist on the +10. Getting ready, Cecil getting ready to say good game. Poor guy. Does Talmage have the 30 set? It's entirely possible that he doesn't. If Talmage doesn't set in here, Cecil's got him. Talmage setting in for 30. I'd be worried about emoting because if Talmage doesn't see the kill, don't give him any ideas. Tobias calling good game. Talmage needs to make sure he can make this kill with enough time on the clock. He's going for it. Loses 7 on that 6. So far getting the dice he needs. Needs to make sure he can get that 5. Gonna split for it. Leaving it to a 6v5. Not sure that that's what you want to do, my friend. Still lands the 6v5. Holy smokes. Runs out of time, though. Talmage a little bit too slow on the Cecil kill. Feeds it to Tobias. Tobias going to finish Cecil off here. Barring some type of time split, or time error, or split error. But I believe he's got him. GG's for Cecil Dogan going out due to no set on 4. Appreciate the spectate, sir. All right, Tobias now setting in with the 35 trade. Gonna go for the Jimmy kill. This will set him in turn since he's sitting on 3 cards. Needs to also get Jimmy up at the top. Don't run out of time here, sir. This is your game. Being a good sport. Sees that he's got 1 more territory to go get, and bags the Jimmy kill. Tobias with another kill that sets him in turn. Gonna get the 40 trade from that. Okay, there are no more kills that will set him in turn. He would need to win the game this turn for both of these bounties to count. Needs to be careful not to feed Talmage to Tyler here. Though I suppose it doesn't particularly matter. Tobias just taking as much board as possible. But Tyler still has a lot of troops. And Tobias locks his 9 stack. Love being fed in these games. Just trade on 4. Everyone trading on 3, so obviously I won't trade on 4. That's silly. Right. Tyler gonna take the Talmage kill off the table, but that does not set him in turn. So it's official. We will have a new winner of Game 3. Tyler going into the 1v1 here against Tobias. Going to break all of his bonuses. Ooh, stop short of hitting him under 33 territories. That might be a mistake. Does Tobias have a set on 3? Tobias strategically taking the Talmage kill to gain card initiative on Cisco, on Tobias here. Or Tyler doing that to gain card initiative on Cisco. Tyler going to have to move quickly here if he has the set. But with quick movement and good pathing, Tyler should be able to close it out here with the trade. Trading in for 45. See how fast he can move. 4v4 not ideal. Tobias is going to live to fight another day. But if Tobias doesn't have a set on 4, he's a little screwed here. So unfortunately, we do see some poor pathing from Tyler. I can't win a World Dom game in any of these first 3 rounds due to feeds. Yep. Tyler focused on breaking bonuses. Looks like he's locked his stack. I don't think that 30 connects out. Needed to hit Tobias a little more there, I think. Tobias going to come right back at him with the set on 4 here, unless he misses it. Gets the 50 trade. We have a 1v1 here. Tobias is going to win this unless no trade. Loses 32 on that 30. Oh, unnecessary split there. Going to come down and around to break Tyler's 2 bonuses. Not slidering, though. Going to leave the last bonus break to a 2v1. That might be a mistake. Not even going to attempt it. That could be a mistake, but I believe it's a mistake that doesn't really matter a whole bunch. Tyler placing troops in such a way as to attempt to break both bonuses. Gets perfect dice on the 3. Not sure how he managed that. Perfect dice on a 4v3 is not something you see every day. Breaks both of Tobias's bonuses. Tyler gonna need to have a set on 3 here to have a shot at winning this game. Tobias going to hit as much of Tyler as possible. Really needed to break him last turn, though. And he would have been able to close out here and deny Tyler the hope of getting a set on 3. All right, it does look like Tobias's game here, folks. Does Tyler have the set on 3? He does. Sets on 3 for 55. Tyler needs to hit as much of Tobias as possible and not lock his stack this time. Needs to move quickly, knock this man under 12 territories. There's already 9 territories that he can no longer get to. Tobias much faster. I think he still wins. Okay, we will find out. We can see some good pathing from Tyler here. Not seeing optimal pathing, but the troop difference might be enough, particularly if Tobias doesn't have a set on 3. Doesn't quite get him under 12 or 15 even. Tobias stuck with 5 troops this turn. And I'm assuming he would have already traded on 3 if he had it. Needs to break the Centro bonus to try and stay alive to get to 4 cards. Not breaking Centro for some reason, dancing around it, and doesn't attempt the 2v1 to break at the end. So, but he is sitting on 4 cards. Tyler needs to close it out here. Tyler not going to close it out here based off of this positioning. Tobias will survive to set on 4 if he has one. There's still a cluster of blue that Tyler can't get to. Fails the 2v1 in the corner. He didn't break in, almost connected himself. Yep. Can he do it? Shark Coop in here with wow. All right. Tyler positioned to finish the game next turn if Tobias doesn't have a trade, but Tobias certainly does have a trade. Sets in for the 60. All right. Ball is back in Tobias's court. Needs to move quickly and path well. Yep, Tyler had the game in the bag last turn, but didn't put his troops where he needed them. Opening the door back up to Tobias here. And Tyler doesn't have any pockets. He's completely connected. Unless Tobias decides to split him up, which he now has done. All right. Tyler conceding here, calling the GGs. Not going to bother to break bonuses. Just going to take a card. Tobias gets an immense amount of troops, holding 4 bonuses. We see Cecil asking why. Oh, geez. No. Give me my stream back, please. Thank you. All right. I'm not going to lie. I'm curious to see if Tyler has a set on 3, but Tobias appears to correctly be eliminating Tyler. Should not give him the opportunity to set on 3 again. And just like that, Tobias going to finish his near sweep and take the W in game 3, bagging the Tyler kill. Well played to Tobias Cisco. Ending this round at 46 minutes after the hour. Okay. And with that, folks, final tally for Group 6 of Round 3. Cecil Dogan coming in third with 18 points. Talmaj Sane coming in second with 20 points. Tobias Cisco winning the round with 24 points. Tyler CA and Jimmy Maffetti 711. Unfortunately, this was not their round. They both go home with a couple of consolation donuts on the scoreboard. Alrighty. I think that is all we have for now. We do have another game coming up in about 3 hours. Germany round 3 group 2 plays in 2 hours and about 15 minutes. Oh wow, Tobias making a great point here. Red, white, and blue won the games. White won game 1, red won game 2, and blue won game 3. Can't be a United States round without that. Hey, what's up, Caravan Stan? I'm on mobile, not as fast. Yeah, you. I think it wasn't just speed. You made a couple of placement errors, particularly on one of your last turns before Tobias set in, where blue was kind of locked inside of you, and you didn't. You had the troops to add and go finish him off, but I guess you missed the drafting there. But still, a very well fought 1v1 against Tobias. Alrighty, so I am going to send you guys out. and then my cast will be back up in a couple hours after I take a bit of a lunch break here. I'll go ahead and send you guys over to Zango Bango, who's playing his GM Throwback quarter final game. Should be very interesting to see. Looks like he's in there with Parlox, Horace Boy, Borson Robin, and Trunk. So an extremely competitive game. All right, thanks everybody for watching, and I'll catch y'all next time. Bye-bye now.